Hi everyone, we're here today with our final review of the Next, the Vertuo Next machine from Nespresso. We've been on quite a journey with this machine this week and we've tested the heat, the crema, and we also did a taste test on it. So now I've used it a lot, I just wanted to give a final review of it to tell you what I think. First of all, I'll just give you, if you're just looking at buying the machine for the first time, I'll give you a few specifications. It does 5 different cup sizes. It does an espresso, that's 40ml. A double espresso, that's 80ml. A gran lungo, that's 150ml, which is 40ml bigger than the original machine ones. The lungo on there. It's a 230ml coffee size, and then a really big 414ml, I think it is, alto size. The actual machine itself is made from 54% recycled plastic, so these are the eco stats now. And it also turns itself off after 2 minutes, which is opposed, I think, to the VertuoPlus I have over here. Is a different. I think that was 9 minutes on that one. So it's a big difference there. So it is eco-friendly as machines go, so that's a plus for it. The box is 100% recyclable. Is there anything else on here? It runs on a barcode system, so when you put the capsule in, it will recognise the barcode and it will make whichever one of these sizes is relevant to that capsule. And it also heats up in 30 seconds, ready to go. And also finally, so it connects via Bluetooth. You're supposed to be able to connect it to your Nespresso app and then it can update its software via that app. So now you've got a little bit of information about it. That's the machine on the right hand side over there. Just come a bit closer in. Let's start with the positives of the machine, I think, and that's the design. I really like the design. So some people might not, it might not be your sort of thing, but it's different to the VertuoPlus. If we just look at the VertuoPlus here, that had quite a wide, bulky design to it, and at the front there, it's quite a wide and bulky. Whereas if you look at the Vertuo Next again, it was quite a slimline machine, and it's also got the water tank on the back. But the thing you should know is that water tank doesn't move around like the one on the Next does. The one on the Next moves from side to side. Plus. From side to side. And it goes all the way over to this side. Whereas with this one, it's fixed, but you can remove that and take it to the sink, put your water in and pop it back if you want to. So it also opens differently to the Plus. So on this one here, you just open it by pushing it to the side, and then you push it back down, clip it into place, and then shut the lid again. It has a shelf on it with just one little hook, and it's got 3 different sizes where you can put it, 3 different hooks for it to go into. So if you're going to make an espresso, then you probably want it there so it doesn't splash around everywhere. If you're going to make a mug size, maybe there. And if you've got a tall glass in and you're making an alto coffee, you'll have it at the bottom there. So design wise, like I said, it's slimline. The capsules go in at the side here. Now I've left a couple of capsules in just to show you that, because one of our subscribers asked me, does it have any holes in the bottom of this bit here to allow the capsules to air out? And the answer is I took it off and it does. But if you see there, it's got one holder for the capsules, and then it has another holder to catch any water that comes out from the capsules. You can see that. And inside, underneath, it does have some air holes to help dry the capsules out. And then that just slots back in there and clips back into place. So design-wise, personally, I like it. I asked my wife last night, actually, what she thought about it. I didn't tell her what my rating out of 10 would be, but I just said, off the top of your head, what would you give it, do you think? And she said 8 out of 10. And I thought exactly the same thing, personally. I thought 8 out of 10. So what would I make better about it if I could? Well, this is slimline. Obviously, we'd like it if it could be slimmer and even less bulky, but the capsules are quite big, aren't they? And that's not even the biggest one. So if you look at that, they're going to have somewhere to go in the machine, or if you don't want to be emptying it out after every single use. So it's going to be difficult to get it any slimmer than that. And one commenter mentioned that they quite like this movable feature on the VertuoPlus to be able to move the water tank. I was looking at the design and thinking, I wonder if that's something to do with the fact that it is so slimline. And at the front there, if you look here, this has got a wide base, so when you move it from side to side, there's not much chance of it falling over. But if you look at this one, this is just a theory. When you move that from side to side, it's just, I wondered if the weight of the water tank wasn't on the back, would that cause an issue? I'm not sure. So 8 out of 10 for design. For functionality and actually using it, putting your capsule in, I'd give it a lower score but I probably wouldn't if this was the first machine I'd had. I'd probably think, oh, that's a good design, that's really good. But after having the VertuoPlus, where all you have to do is click it like that, and it goes up and down, you put that against this where you've got to like clip it, and sometimes you get stuck over there, and then you push it back down, and it's just, I so much prefer this. And I don't know if there's another movable part on it, so that's one more thing to go wrong, I'm not sure. But personally, I would have hoped that had the same feature as this, and it came as a shock when it didn't. So I'm not too keen on that, and I'd probably go like 5 out of 10 for that. The crema, we had a bit of a problem with the crema versus the VertuoPlus. It wasn't very good. I'm not sure if that can be fixed by software updates, but you'd have to then link that to your phone, and I don't think everyone's going to do that. So that's not very good really. And heat-wise, when we did a heat test, I'm going to try and link to all these now so you can see them on little cards above. I'm not sure if it'll show on your phone, it might. This one, on the first use, came out at 10 degrees hotter, that's Celsius, not Fahrenheit, than the Next on first use. Now that's quite a big difference, isn't it? Quite stark. I did off camera make a couple more coffees afterwards, and that gap narrowed, and it ended up by about the third or fourth coffee that we made being about 4 degrees. But really, let's be honest, we all come down in the morning and you just want a hot coffee. You don't want to have to make 2 or 3, do you, really, before it's an acceptable temperature to drink. So heat-wise, again, probably 5 out of 10. Then we had taste. I noticed a little bit of a difference between the two. I found this one a little bit more bitter, and one of our subscribers mentioned that maybe there's some more water coming through, and that's where the crema problem's coming from. And maybe that's also why it tastes a little bit more bitter. But my wife, we did notice a difference. She said the coffee was sweeter. We were having a hazelino muffin, and you could just taste that little bit of an edge after. So I preferred the taste on the VertuoPlus to the Next. So we're going quite fast here through everything, but I'm just trying to think now, is there anything else we need to say? Oh, I'm actually going to make a coffee just to show you how it comes out, because it's not the world's worst machine, you know. It's just, I think I've been a bit spoiled by having this Plus model before, and the only way I can liken it is sometimes you have an older phone that's like a Galaxy S8, and it actually has a better spec or better usability than a newer, cheaper phone that's one that's first in the range, if you know what I mean. Just because it's older, but it has a higher spec than newer ones that come out. And I think that's what's happened here. I think that the VertuoPlus, because it was next one up in the range, the Plus version, I think maybe the mechanisms are better on that. And when they bring a new one of these next out, I'll be straight in buying it and hoping that it's as good to use and as good a coffee as the Plus. Because the design, like I say, I like it. But let's see, like I say, it's supposed to heat up quite quickly in 30 seconds. I better make sure I've got enough water in there actually. So while it's 30 seconds, pop a little bit more. It'll give you a chance to see how you get the water in anyway. But I think if it's the first coffee machine you've ever had, you might like it. You know, if you're more worried about design, then you might well like it. So that should really be ready to go now. I've just got a glass. There it is. So you pull it to there, let it clip it open. And one thing I'll mention while we're doing this, because it's relevant to the review, you can probably see it actually, if we just come in with the camera, I noticed also there's water sitting in the bottom of there, where the capsule goes, and that was quite high at one point, and I don't think that's very good really, because we'll just come back over to the Plus. I'm going between these two machines so much because they're both still for sale. But there's like little holes in there where the water can drain out of. Sorry if it needs a clean. But yeah, so that's another design thing where I thought, why haven't they put holes in again to let the water drain off? But let's just make a quick coffee here and you can see how it works. and how long the coffee takes to brew as well. I posted a review recently of the View recipe mugs. If you like the look of those, take a look at that review. The channel name's A to B with the number 2, and just search for whatever Nespresso product you might want to see a review of and it might pop up. So it's splashing around a little bit, I'll move it a bit. Do check out the taste test, because I use these glasses on the taste test and you can see the difference in the coffee coming out there. It was a lot darker at the bottom here and it wasn't as foamy. It was a real eye-opener to anyone looking to buy this machine, or possibly putting them up against each other, you know, which one should you buy. This is a Stormio capsule, the mug size Stormio capsule, 230ml. It's got a nice aroma coming through. But we can see there is quite a big bit of foam there, and we found that it tended to dissolve the crema a little bit quicker, so take a look at that video as well. It was the crema test that we did between this VertuoPlus and this, the VertuoPlus and this Vertuo Next. And that's the finished article. So I think we've pretty much covered everything there, and if we haven't covered it in this video, we've, like I said, we've got those 3 versus videos, and check them all out. I'm sure it'll answer all of your questions between this video and the other ones we've done. What's my opinion of it? Overall, sadly, I'll probably be sending it back, because I bought it it was a genuine purchase just to replace my VertuoPlus, but the functionality and the coffee and everything was just so much better on that one. For me, I'll be sending this back. But if a Next Plus ever comes out and they resolve some of the issues that I found with it, I would definitely try it again, and I actually look forward to trying it again. And maybe they'll even fix a few other little bits and bobs along the way. Maybe they can change the design a bit if they want a movable water tank or anything like that. But I've tried to give you, I'm sorry this has been a long review. I don't usually do videos that are this long, but we've done so many experiments with it, and it's such a big decision, isn't it, buying a coffee machine, because you're going to have it for years, you're going to want to use it, and you'll be disappointed if you pay a lot of money and then these issues pop up later and you didn't really know and it's too late to return it. So I hope you found this useful. Please like it, please share it, please subscribe to the channel, and we really appreciate all your comments as well. I couldn't have done what I've done with this machine without all the comments that I've had of people asking me questions. If you have any more questions about it, leave a comment and I'll try and answer it, or someone else will. Thank you for watching.